Hello Avatar fans, I'm Tim, and today I'm going to be reviewing Legend of Korra Season 2, Episode 3, Silver Wars Part 1. So as you can see in the title, this is Silver Wars. And a civil war is a war between the same country and nation. And they're describing that as the war between South and North Water Tribe. Now, a war hasn't begun, but it has been lots of tension between the North and Water Tribe because Unalaq brought his Northern Water Tribes down to the Southern Water Tribe and kind of been barricading them together to say that, like, oh, well, we need to help out your spirit world to join them together to get peace among the nation. But obviously, Unalaq is evil. It's obvious. I mean, he sits in a dark throne. He says words. It's just everything he says and has to do in the TV show, it describes the face of evil, and it's pretty obvious. So Unalaq is most likely evil, and he's just trying to bring this tension between North and Southern Water Tribes that is obviously going to bring about a war. Now the problem here is that Korra believes in Unalaq. Korra, the only person that Korra can turn to is Unalaq, because Unalaq is telling her what she needs to hear. Unalaq's the only one that's like giving her advice that's actually helping her out, you know, and it's just not going in the right direction. But Korra, she does know what she has to do. She has to stop this war from happening, and I found that really interesting. Like, we got to see in in Avatar: The Last Airbender, there was, like, you know, the Fire Nation taking over the entire world. So we got, like, the Fire Nation versus the other three nations, and there already has been a war for hundreds of years, or at least dozens of years. So that's a whole different theory, like, it's a whole different, like, I guess, topic, you could say. In this series, actually, we got to see non-benders versus benders, and now we're seeing, like, I guess, a civil war. And we're more seeing what they mentioned, they mentioned in the TV show, is that we're seeing a spirit world versus humankind. Now, that I call it on really quick. Like, it's, like, amazing. Like, we got to see non-benders versus benders, benders versus benders. Now we're seeing spirit world versus benders and non-benders. So we got to see, like, everyone in the world team up against these dark and light spirits, because we haven't got to see any of them in this episode. We got not that much action. We got to see a few good action scenes with Korra, obviously, but not as much as I wanted to see. I don't think Korra's using all her abilities. Like, she used fire like once to like I don't know, burn like ice. Like, really, come on. Like, I want to see her use like her earth bending, even water bending. Also, she's been using air a lot, which I found really interesting, because, you know, she just learned air and she's not really mastered it yet. But she just doesn't use her abilities to the ability that she could use. Like, she just doesn't use them as enough as I think she should. So, overall, basically, we're seeing a civil war between North and South Water Tribe, and I guess I've been liking this series so far. I mean, there's been lots of good humor and not enough action, but it's just okay, I guess. I mean, it's really always going to pick up. It's Avatar. It's a great series. So I'm loving it a lot more than other TV shows, but that's pretty good. But the other thing I want to talk about is Tenjin, Bumi, and Kaya. Now, that is Tenjin's brother and sister, and like they said, they're going on vacation, and we get to learn, really, really interesting, that Aang wasn't the best father. Aang favorited Tenjin because he was an airbender, of course, so Aang would take Tenjin on, like, vacations and everything like that. So obviously Aang wasn't the best father. Like, he was a good father, he loved his children, he just favorited the airbender, which wasn't the right thing to do. And I found that really interesting, because we find out that, Aang, we thought he was like a perfect father. No, he wasn't that good. He wasn't there for his children as he should have been, and I really loved how they really focused a majority of the episode on that. So besides learning that, we get to learn that I really hope we see some flashbacks of this, and we get to find out that Bumi is getting a little bit made fun of for not having abilities, or I guess you say, we gotta see Kaya has water bending, Tenjin has air bending, and Bumi has no bending at all, so he gets a little bit pissed off during that. So, you got a lot of controversy between all three brothers and sisters, and I really love that. So that's pretty much it. That's the focus of the episode, is the tension between the North and South Water Tribe, and then the tension between the three brothers and sisters. So I give this overall a 7.5 out of 10. I personally loved it. I can't wait for part 2 to see the my guess is in part 2 we're gonna see the war really begin, and it's gonna be interesting to see a war between water tribe, because like there's all it is water bending. Besides, you know, we get to see fire, earth, and air, but only from the Avatar, of course. So that's pretty good. I give this comic a 7.5. Episode a 7.5 out of 10. And I want to hear your thoughts in the comment section down below. What did you think of it? So don't forget to comment, like, subscribe down below for my next review, and I'll see you guys later. Peace out.